Good evening. It's Thursday, January 4th, 2006. This is Brian Shannon speaking from Alpha Trends. We're looking right now at shares of AsiaInfo Holdings, symbol Asia, ASIA. And this stock had a big event a couple of the last days of the year there, and the stock is consolidated on light volume in here. Now, when we look at the 10-minute time frame, you can see that the volume has dried up significantly. We have seen a little bit of volume here on the sell-off day before yesterday, or yesterday actually. But I think it looks like the stock is consolidating nicely overall and might be due for another pop. So what I like to do is buy the stock above $7.85. Once in it, I think you put a stop at $7.58, so that's a risk of 27 cents in this stock. And it looks to me like the stock ought to be able to make it up towards about $9 a share or so. And when you look at the weekly time frame, you can see it does, and even the monthly time frame. Let's just change the scaling and get that longer term perspective. I think that $9 level looks reasonable here, and it looks like the stock might have one more surge in it. So that'd be a risk of about 27 cents to hopefully make about $1.15 in shares of Asia. Hansen Natural Beverages, HANS. This stock's kind of been consolidating after a big gap lower here. Now, I usually don't like to buy these stocks when there's a big gap lower, but the stock does look like it ought to make it up towards about the $36 level to me. So if we're looking at this stock, I'm sorry, I just got distracted for a moment. My official target was actually 35.50, so that's what we'll stick with, and that's right around that 200-day moving average. I had to pause for a moment because I lost my train of thought, but I think 35.50 looks like a reasonable target for this stock. And here's what I'd like to do: would be to buy it above $34.25 with a stop then at $33.84. So that'd be a risk of about 43 cents, and with a target at 35.50, that will give us a potential to make $1.25 in shares of HANS. And let's see, we've got LTXX. This is LTX Corp. You can see here in this daily time frame that it's popped up above this rising, this 200-day moving average recently, and it looks like the stock is consolidated nicely, and not so much from the volume pattern because that's really not telling me a whole lot. But when we look at the weekly time frame, you can see it's made this nicer bottom in here, and looks like it can continue to move higher. In fact, I'm going to put the target at $6.30. And what I'd like to see here is first a pullback to about $5.65. I just don't like the fact that the stock ran from 5.5 up to 5.70. So I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback to 5.65, and then buy the stock on strength as it takes out $5.73. So that's this high right here. So actually buy it at 5.73. Once it gets above that 5.72. A stop then would go at $5.62. That would give us a risk of just about 11 cents. And potential upside, again, at $6.30, that'd be 55 cents. So about a 1 to 5 risk-reward ratio if things work out in LTXX. ONNN, this is on Semiconductor. ONNN is the symbol again, and you can see here the stock had a real nice volume move late or mid-December, and has been consolidating on lighter volume in here recently. Now it looks again like the stock is ready to move higher, and this is a multi-year high. So when we look at the longer-term chart, you can see that this high back in here is about 905. That's not going to be our target. Our target is going to be $8.60. And what I'm looking for on Semiconductor, I'm not talking very good today, but anyways, what I'd like to see happen would be first a pullback to $7.57. So right down towards about that 5-day moving average. Pull back to $7.57, and then to buy the stock above $7.70. Once you're in it, I'd put a stop at $7.54, so a risk of about 16 cents. And with a price target of $8.60, that would give us a potential target about 90 cents away. So my notes are all screwed up too. No wonder I can't read my own writing. AVID, it's not Semiconductor, but Avid Technology. is the name of this company, and it had a gap lower over here. And unlike Hansen, which has been holding above its 50-day moving average, this one is holding below the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. That 20 is just crossing back down through the 50. The 10 is below the 20, which is below the 50, and it looks to me like Avid is ready to go down and at least test the $36 level. So here's what I'd like to do in this stock. Be a simple, just sell it short on some weakness below $36.90, and then to place a stop at $37.25. Our target would be $36 a share, and that would give us a risk reward of 35 cents risk for approximately 90 cents of potential reward. Now I've got a couple other small stocks here. Some of them I own a position in, so I'm not going to tell you any instructions on how to get involved in them. However, SIGA Technologies, symbol SIGA, had a big event here, some kind of FDA news. It pulled back about 2/3 of that. It's consolidating in here on lighter volume, and it looks like it might be able to get moving higher again in SIGA. So keep your eyes on this one tomorrow. Also on ONSM, this is Onstream Media. I do own a little bit of this one. You look at the weekly time frame, it's at multiple year highs. Big volume event followed by a low volume pullback to that rising 10-day moving average. Just a classic type of chart. I do own some, like I said. Might need to get above 270 or so before it gets going. Where you put stops and that is up to you. These aren't official recommendations, but these are some pretty wild stocks that could get moving pretty good. And finally, we've got Mama.com, symbol MAMA. This one was up on massive volume in here, low volume on the pullback. Saw a return of some volume in here today and some more momentum. So this stock's looking like maybe it's got to get above $5.50 before it gets going to the upside again.